where you can steer the customer. So thank you. I'm happy to answer questions, and we'll all be available throughout the afternoon here in Santa Maria. Thanks.
So I'll just do a quick intro for Jeff. I am getting off easy today. I know my name's on the agenda, but Jeff came all the way down from up north to help us walk through this website. And I wanted to ask, has anybody been to our empowersbc.org site yet? Okay, a couple. Well, it's there. Like David said, it's a splash site for now. It'll be more fully functioning by the 22nd with iterative improvements from there. But we know we're really onto something because we're getting at least a dozen new people signing up on our Contact Us form per day. We're also getting enough phone calls for my voicemail box to fill up every single day. So if I owe you a phone call, I will return it. But we really want to shift the focus, as David said, now that we have a program for all intents and purposes, to the customer experience. And we know that you're our front line to our customers very often. So we are really ramping up, trying to get in order our two types of presence, our public presence. So Jeff will talk about our public portal, our web presence, but I wanted to make sure that you're also aware that we're going to have a strong physical presence as well, a personal presence. We found from other programs that it was very important for us to have people to talk to and not just a website and a toll-free number. So on the 22nd, we'll be also opening up 2 storefront locations, one up here in Santa Maria at Foster Road, and those locations are on your brochures, and another one down at the County Administrative Building in Santa Barbara, which we will have staffed more fully as time goes on, but we will have it staffed originally starting on April 22nd. We also hope that you're going to help us create that personal physical presence by being out there. And what you're going to learn a little bit more about today is how to navigate through our website, how to help your participants, your potential clients, navigate through the website, how to apply. And by being here today, you also have signed up on our sign-in sheet, and you are considered trained by the Empower program. And Jeff will tell you how that's going to show up on our marketplace so that you can advertise your services. So with that, I'll hand it over to Jeff.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, David. Thank you, Andrew. Thanks for bringing us on board. Let me tell you a little bit about my company. It's Renewable Funding. Has anybody heard of it before? Our service is specifically, thank you, I'm glad somebody heard of it. Our service is specifically PACE services. So that's probably why you never heard of it, because you never probably heard about PACE before today. Renewable Funding has a handful of customers today in terms that have implemented the service, and there's a lot that are on the horizon, but you are the first actual technology services implementation by our company for this county, and we're thrilled to be here, so I want to mention that. The other services that we provide are program services. We do administrative services in-house for municipalities, and finance services also. But for this county, we're doing specifically the technology services. And I think part of the reason why is what Angie just said, is that there is a need, a desire for a hands-on type of approach, person-to-person perspective, not just the website. But this website will be the database that stores all the information regardless of how the application occurs, whether that's an online application or a paper application. Right now you're seeing the Empower SBC site. I'm going to bring you through in a minute the San Francisco site, which just launched last week. The reason I'm not bringing you through this site is because we're not ready to bring you through this site yet. The program hasn't launched yet. There's a lot of things that we're doing in the background in terms of implementing business rules, different types of data, things like that I'll talk about more that get integrated into the system. This system is completely customized or configured for this county, though, and will in the future. Before I get started, there's a couple things that I just want to mention that I think what the value of what we're doing for the county, from my perspective at least, is one is we create or help create a pipeline of projects into the program, so a sustainable program. And the way we do that, or the way we try to do that, is to make this as intuitive and easy as we can for someone to take action. So this platform was built to be a one-stop platform, to go from being oriented to the program and acclimated to what the program is, what the goals and objectives are, through the implementation and actually closing out the project, and then keeping all that data, tracking all that data for a lot of good reasons, and I'll talk more about that in a minute. There's two major parts of what we're doing. One is the front end, which is what I'm going to focus on today and hopefully is interesting to you, and that's the consumer-facing website and workflow associated with that. And the second is, which I won't show you, is the back end, which is the administration portal. The administration portal, just so you know, does a couple things. First of all, it's the interface between the consumers and the program administrators. In this case, program administrators are working in the county. And the second is it's the underwriting, the loan processing and underwriting system. And with that, we're integrating all the business rules, the underwriting criteria that David mentioned are all part of that, and the process is specifically associated with this county and how you do business. And then third, which is very important, is tracking and reporting. To ensure that your marketing is going in the right direction, that we're tracking projects, we're tracking locations of projects, types of projects, cash flow. We're predicting things that are coming, projects that are coming down the pike, and we're also looking at what progress have you made in the community in terms of reducing energy and reducing carbon consumption. Any questions yet before I actually show you the site? So I'm going to sit down now so I can drive you through the site. So what I'm showing you now is the City of San Francisco site. This is we just launched this site Monday. Okay. The good news is that there's been a lot of activity. Over 4,000 people have already come to the site. That's quite a, no, actually, I'm sorry. 4,000 people came within 24 hours to the site. There was 33 applications the first day. And I can tell you a lot more statistics, and that's part of the advantage of having a system like this, is you can track all that information along the way. So when we look at the site, this is San Francisco, but it's going to be very similar to what we have here. And there's really 4 parts to it. And when you look at the top, hopefully you can see it. It's not really easy to see.
What is the website?
What is it?
So we can look at it. What is it?
Oh, it's greenfinancesf.org. Okay. And you look at the top tabs on the top. The first one is the Green Finance SF, which we call our community section of the site. The second is the personal property footprint. The third is find a vendor, which is connecting to service provider community. And the last part is the application process. That's consistent with everybody we work with. That's consistent with PACE programs. And just so you know, one thing that David mentioned, we look at this as a platform not only for the PACE programs, but for any program, for any energy program within the county in the future. Okay? And we associate everything, as David was talking about, the program associates everything with the property. That's what we do in the system. So we're consistent, and that's a good thing. The community page is where you acclimate the individuals, the consumers, to what's going on. What's your goals and objectives? What is the program? What are your eligible projects? And this is going a little bit slow, but that's the network. And these projects will be the same projects that are the eligible projects that you see here in the brochure. There's a program FAQ, frequently asked questions. There's a map. There's other local programs. Won't go to that. There's a map, a solar map, or energy efficiency map. This shows. This is Google mapping technology, and you're able to go and look at the implementations that have occurred within the community. And right now, let me drill down here. And so these sunspots in San Francisco are the implementations that have occurred